guys, hope everybody's doing okay. Today is March 19th, so it is officially the last day of winter here in northern Alberta, and I guess around the world. So hope everybody's doing okay. Hope everybody had a great winter, and now looking forward to summer, getting ready on the acreage. Anyways, got a nice little video for you today. Come inside with me. I just got a new package from VEVOR. They sent me one of their nice 58cc chainsaw, so I'm going to assemble that thing, show you what it's all about, and do a little performance test with it. Come on in. There it is, VEVOR, tough for tools, half price. So yeah, full disclosure, I didn't pay for this. They send it to me. I've reviewed a few of their products before. I've been impressed with everything of theirs, so I expect that this will be equally good. So let's get into it. Chainsaw model CN58G. I think that means it's a 58cc motor. I'll get the specs on it later and I'll put it in the video. But yeah, made in China. But stored, you know, these boxes, they have a warehouse in Ontario, and once you order these things online, they get here like within days. So it's not like, you know, some of the other stuff you order from China. This is good quality stuff that at a reasonable price that comes here quickly. All right, what do we got? Always a challenge doing these videos by myself, but you know, I think I'm getting pretty good at it. Cool, look at this. All right, got a bar, 20-inch bar cover, or not a cover, a bar protector. Get rid of this plastic bit. Little tool pouch. Funnel, little jerry can, ooh, and there's the main beast. All right, I've owned chainsaws before, so basically what we need to do at this point is remove these two bolts, take this off, put the bar here and the chain on, and then properly tension the chain. That's pretty straightforward, and then we'll fuel it up and we'll try it. Got an owner's manual. We'll go through that. Then they sent us a tool kit. The chain is in here. Earplugs, I got all of those already. And then a couple of things. Oh, that's that needs to get attached as well. Couple of Allen keys, a little mini file, and this is for the spark plug, and that's for to remove the bar, a little screwdriver. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Oh, there's the handle for the screwdriver. That, you know, if you want to adjust the idle on the motor and things like that. Now, it's important not to, I'm sure it's written in the instructions, but every chainsaw is slightly different, but although there's standards, right? So this is, you know, a 5/32 depth, 3/16 is the pitch, and then there's the gap, the width of the blade. So you need to remember that. Either keep the bag, but I'm also certain it's in the instructions, so that when you need to replace your blade or your saw, you find another one that's identical. So they're not universal. They're very, you know, there's slight variances between different saws. is to remove these. Okay. This is the chain brake. I'll explain that later. So basically, this bar is attached right there, and then the chain wraps around here. Now, to increase the tension to make sure that the chain is properly tensioned, the way that's accomplished is by moving this bar back and forth. So when it moves forward, it tightens the chain. And the way the bar is tightened, or the chain is tightened, is by adjusting this screw. When this screw is turned, it acts as a worm gear and it pulls the bar forward or back, thus changing the tension. So I'll show you that when I'm assembling it. Actually, before I put the bar, I'm going to put these teeth here. The teeth go there, and the teeth act as sort of a pivot point. When you're sawing, the teeth can grab onto the log and you can pivot on the teeth. So I'm just going to put these on real quick, put these teeth on right now. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of blue Loctite on there because I don't want that to just vibrate off. So I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on there. Okay, next step is to unwind the chain. I have it kind of tight, right? But I can loosen, but once I put the cover on and loosely tighten these bolts, then I'll adjust. I'll show you that. Okay, so I'm gonna loosen this. By loosening this, I'm pushing that pin as far out as possible. And I'm also trying to make sure there. So now it's on. Put these on. Kind of hand tight. They're not very tight. I don't want them too tight. And if you look, my chain is loose. Now, this screw here, if I turn it in, it's going to push this bar out, which is going to tighten the chain. So, as I'm doing that, there, you see? So now, it's still loose, right? And as I screw this in, the worm gear is going to push that pin, which is locked into this bar, and is going to push the bar out. So I'm going to push the bar out until the chain is tight. And chains get slack just from use. When they heat up, they get slack. So you need to sometimes, while you're cutting wood, you need to stop and tighten your chain. So right now, I can turn it by hand, but I still want it a little bit tighter. And now, that's pretty good. Maybe just a wee bit tighter. There you go. So now, not a lot of slack, and now I can tighten these fully tight. Not gonna lie, folks, that's a pretty good looking chainsaw. Feels light. 58 cc, so with a 20-inch bar, this should cut through a lot of things. Now let me just show you a couple things. So the bar, actually, that's locked. The chain doesn't turn, and then when I release the brake, you know what? I might have it a bit too tight. It tightened itself when I tightened that. Yeah, that's too tight. I'm going to loosen that a little bit. Hang on. All right, I loosened it a little bit. That's better. And then once I put bar oil in there, then the chain will be lubricated and then it'll spin freely. Just wanted to show you the brake, right? So when you push this forward, it locks the chain, and when you release it, then it's good to go. So that's it. All I need to do now is put some fuel in it and we're good to go. Okay, so chainsaws use pre-mixed gas with oil. So you'll need, it didn't come with any, you'll need 2 cycle oil and you'll need to pre-mix it. 40:1 is the ratio. And then you need bar oil to lubricate the chain. Now, I already had some pre-mixed, so I'm just going to dump that in there and we'll give it a pull start and see how it goes. You know, pre-mixed mixed gasoline is used in things like chainsaws and weed whackers and other yard appliances. So just mix a fresh batch tomorrow or whatever later. Put the cat back on. And then on the front, a little bar oil. Bar oil is almost like transmission fluid. Very light. Comes in summer and winter grades. Just lubricates the chain while you're cutting through trees. There you go. And the functions, actually it's even got a gauge for gasoline. The functions on this thing, starting this thing is on, got a choke. I imagine you pull the choke, give it a couple of pulls, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to put it on the ground and try and start it. Okay, I'm not going to give a lesson on safety right now. That's a different video. Lots of ways to start a chainsaw. You know, some people put them on the ground and put their foot through the handle. I'm wearing big boots right now. Some people hold them in one hand and pull them. So, generally speaking, most chainsaws, you put the choke on for a bit, pull a couple of times, and actually got to turn it on, put the choke back in. It's loud, very loud, not much of a muffler on it, but holy smokes. Yeah, it took a little bit of finicking around, you know, to get the bar on just right and the chain tension, but yeah, hey, started on like, what was that, 4 pulls. Cool. Just show you real quick. Pop this on, pop this on. Not much to it. Little air filter that can be unscrewed. And then if you remove the air filter, underneath there is the spark plug. Need to clean that air filter once in a while because it gets dirty, especially with sawdust and things like that. And then there's a couple of adjustments here, low and high, so you can use actually the other little screwdriver, and you can put it in there and adjust the idle speed. I mean, it comes factory adjusted. I'm not going to adjust anything. We're going to go cut with it, and then probably do that tomorrow. I got a couple of logs in the yard that I can work on. All right, I burned through a lot of firewood in a year. I have another chainsaw, but last time I went and got some wood, I didn't buck up everything. So luckily today I have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So perfect quick test. We're gonna buck up these 4 pieces and see how that saw does. All right, so just quick safety, you know, I got these are actual chainsaw pants, so if there's a kickback or something, I'm protected here. That's the critical part. You know, you got some big arteries and veins in your legs. I'm wearing boots, got gloves, hearing protection, and I wear glasses all the time. So you know, I don't wear special safety glasses, but I wear a strap around my glasses because I don't want them falling off my face when I'm chainsawing, especially when I get sweaty. So pretty straightforward. And when you're chainsawing, the most dangerous thing is you have to be aware of your tip all the time. You don't want your tip to touch another log or something because it can kick up, but that's where if it kicks up, the brake can protect you. Otherwise, you're going to see I'm going to put the logs down on the ground. I'm only going to cut partly through all of them. Then I'm going to rotate them and finish my cuts, because you don't want your blade or your saw touching the dirt. The sand, the rocks, the stuff in the air will quickly, nothing dulls a saw faster than touching dirt. So let's go through these 4 logs, see how quickly we go through them, and we'll go from there. Choke on real quick. Choke off. Whoop, on, switch. Oh well, these are pretty small. I mean, a saw this size, 20 inches, can easily do a 16-inch log without bogging down. These are too small. Maybe I'll take a trip out to the woods tomorrow and go get some firewood, because like this is, it's just going way too quickly. It's not even a challenge. Actually, it starts on the first pull. Everything's definitely, here, let me take my earplugs out. Hey, listen, for $150 Canadian, this is impressive. I mean, it's got power, it's got torque, it's got a 20-inch bar. For living on an acreage where you're doing like I'm doing, where you might go out to the local forest and get a couple of logs or trees once a year, this will serve you well. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's probably not something that a professional logger would use, just because of, you know, the plastics are actually, you know what, I mean, no, I'm not even gonna put it down that way. It's a really, really good saw. I guess I'll try. I'm gonna go out tomorrow in the woods, I'm gonna use it, put it to its paces, and maybe I'll do a review a month from now or 2 months from now. But definitely, for 149 bucks, you can't go wrong.